Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Bible to put together the prophecy of Zion, which I call the Book of Zion. I've written it in book form and published it on YouTube at Potsmoker's Bible, all in lowercase, in case you want to view it. The publication of the Book of Zion and its corresponding Potsmoker's Bible, and the continuing series of videos that I'm doing in conjunction with that, is my means of fulfilling the prophecy as foretold by the prophets of Israel in the Potsmoker's Bible. In my last episode, I kind of walked you through what it would be like to live in Zion. And it is a beautiful place. It is a nation that is set up not based on money, but instead based on labor, where the entire government and the entire economy is based on a system of guilds, where each profession in society has a guild that it is either part of or is part of it. And from childhood, the citizens of Zion are provided with all of the basic essentials of life. They all are provided free of charge. A shelter, food, clothing, health care, and guild entry. Education. The children go to school, and they are trained. They are taught the basics, and then they are taught the basics of their guild of choice, or their three top choices of guilds. So they begin to decide what they're going to be from based on their knowledge, their capability of learning, and their talents, which are both taught in school. Now, the guild system is the basis of everything in Zion. It's the political structure. It's the economic structure. It's the infrastructure. And it is how everything operates. Society itself is based on basic truths. And the new norm. Zion is ultimately about making first contact with aliens. It seems rather counterintuitive to this society that the Bible, of all books, would be the gateway to alien contact. But that's exactly what it is. The main thing about Zion, the very creation of Zion, is done through the means of alien contact. According to the prophecy, those beings that we call gray are actually the blue-skinned aliens from the Hindu depictions. And they are an ancient alien race that came to the earth early in its, well, not early, but early in our development when we were still Neanderthals. And they genetically re-engineered the Neanderthals, certain population of the Neanderthals, into humans through genetic manipulation. They added their DNA to the Neanderthals, and we are what is the result of that. And according to mythology and according to the Grey, we were beautiful to them, and they had relationships with us. They had sex with us, and it caused a plague. And that plague forced them to leave us in isolation to protect our genetic material, because that precious DNA that they gave us of theirs has now been the means by which they saved themselves and by which they will save us in turn. It is written in the Bible or the Torah that we were created in the image of God, the Grey, and we were. And now the tables have turned, and the Grey, as we will come to know them, are recreated in our image so that they look more like us than like themselves. So they are the new Grey, created from our genetic code. But they still have that ancient knowledge, and they're willing to share that knowledge with us. They're willing to teach us how to use quantum physics safely and socially. They're willing to take their children, their human children, which are drug users, and teach us all that they know so that we can, in turn, use those abilities to help uplift our brothers and sisters in the human race. The creation of the nation of Zion is is brought about by first contact made with the Grey aliens by the protesters, all those beautiful colored people in the streets. And by colored I mean all the different colors, because if you look in the videos, there are every represented skin color is within those ranks of the protesters. Now, when the protesters hear about me and what I'm doing, and when they've had enough of the violence of Trump and the police state that we live in, then they will come here to me in York, Nebraska, at the crossroads of America. And from here, we will go to a place that I have in mind that's fairly close, that will be enough, that will house us all. And there we're going to make our strike, camp out, first contact event happen. And that event is that which we are instructed by God through the Bible to do. If you want God to come join me in York, Nebraska. You can find me at the Iron Skillet, where I work. This is my uniform. It's right off the interstate. Can't miss me. My name is Brenda. Blah. It's like, watch my other videos. You'll hear all about blah. But come to York, Nebraska when you're tired of Trump, when you're tired of America, when you're tired of disunity, when you're tired of violence, when you're tired of money, when you're tired of ego, when you're tired of all the stupidity that goes on in this world. Just come to York, Nebraska. Let's go camping. We'll go camping, and I will ask the Grey to come join us in our camp out to show the world that we truly are worthy of the gray. All us low life, poor drug users. We're the only ones on this planet that the gray will even consider having contact with. Now, in the 1930s, they met with the governments of this planet. They held negotiations. They signed a treaty. We were given technology. And the governments reneged on the deal. They broke the deal. They used the technology given to us to end poverty, to free us of the monetary system, and instead it was used to create the atomic bomb. The resulting deaths in Hiroshima and Nagasaki sealed the fate of this society. The Grey will not deal with the governments in any way, shape, or form. That's why I'm here. They have sent me in their name to gather my people together, the just people, the people who are fed up with the stupidity of this society, people who are willing to change, people who are ready to do the necessary things to fix the society, the people who are even now marching in the streets against the brutality of the police state. They don't realize it yet, but they're not fighting against police brutality. They're fighting against the state that sponsors the police state that allows the brutality to happen. In order for us to end police brutality, we have to end the police state. We have to come up with a better society. The Bible predicts that better society. It's called Zion. And it begins with a camp out where we all get together as one people and decide that our best option is to call on God and to invite God to come back to earth and help us create a better society. That's how Zion begins. So everything that I have been talking about is all geared towards that one event. You're not going to change this society. It's corrupt from the core. This government is based on nothing more than a popularity contest for the wealthy. We live in a corporate police state. We have since 1939, when Dow Corporation took over the government through the prohibition of marijuana, which created the war on drugs that isolated the poorest segment of the population by giving us something better than what was offered by society. Drugs are better than society. Ask any drug user. We'll all tell you the same thing. The reason why we do drugs is because society sucks. Our lives suck because of society. And drugs make us feel good. Because we decided that money sucks, but feeling good is great. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy, people. Pursue your joy. Be your joy. Stay happy and high. If you do drugs, know that you have every right and reason to. Know that I love you. Later, because I'll never say goodbye.